So today I wanted to talk about my revert story and how I found Islam. So, to begin with, it's actually a very, very long story. I first learned about Islam during a period of time in which, well, I mean, it's always been kind of controversial, Islam in America. But this was a time in which a lot of things were going on and a lot of hatred was coming out of the world towards Islam. And I really wanted to understand why people were so angry with Muslims and Islam itself. So from there, I decided to ask one of my friends, she's Moroccan and also Muslim, and she gave me my first Quran. I really had the intention of reading verses inside of it and trying to figure out what people were angry about, but I ended up not doing so because I was only in middle school. I was only like 13, 14 at the time, so I was very childish for the time. Obviously, because I was 12, 13. But I knew that the Quran was a holy book. I knew that it was sacred, so I took very good care of it, and I still have it today. And I was gonna do like a show and tell, but like I forgot to bring the book with me. It's Thanksgiving, so everybody's just celebrating right now. But yeah, and for a couple of years I was very lost, and I was very, very sad and depressed. And I think a lot of people feel this feeling before they come to Islam. They're really, really searching for a purpose. And I knew I always believed in God, but I did not find God through Christianity. It just wasn't my flavor, I guess you could say. And I know that's probably not the best way to articulate that, but that's the best way I can explain it for right now. I just did not connect with God through Christianity, and I tried really hard, especially in my beginning years from like the ages of 8 to 12. I tried really hard, and then I just gave up because I felt like Christianity just was not my way of connecting with God. And then fast forward to 2020, March of 2020, I began my journey to Islam. Seriously. I began watching other influencers on YouTube. One name that sticks out to me right now is Zayn. A lot of people know her. She's very, very well known on YouTube and TikTok. And I loved her videos. I was watching her hijab tutorial videos. I was really, really inspired by her modesty. And I really, really wanted to kind of reflect that type of modesty on myself. I thought it was just a beautiful concept. And the idea of getting closer to God by guarding our chastity was something beautiful, our adornments. And so, basically, I got to the point where I wanted to try out hijab. I wanted to see how I felt in it. So I went out a couple of times with hijab. I was not Muslim at the time. I had not taken my Shahada, but I was just very interested in the modesty concept. And I began reading and researching Islam. I began reading hadiths. I began reading the surahs of the Quran. And I finally reached a point where I was like, I think this is it. I think this is how I can connect with God. And so I decided to take my Shahada. I believe it was the beginning of April. So we were kind of going into Ramadan at that point. And it also was COVID, and so there was this huge lockdown, and there really wasn't a big Muslim community that I could connect with at the moment. But I tried my hardest after I took my Shahada in the beginning of April. So that is how I became Muslim, and I've had a very, very long path. It's been a beautiful journey, 2 years in now, as I said in my last video. And yeah, I'm really happy, alhamdulillah, like that I've gotten to this point where I'm feeling confident in myself and in my religion and my relationship with God. I think that's the most important thing for any Muslim, is to just be happy and in true connection with God. And to be honest, I had a lot of struggles at the beginning of my journey in Islam. My family wasn't super accepting of it, and over time they softened their hearts and became accepting, and alhamdulillah, we're at this point. But I feel like for every revert, there's always a struggle, a challenge, because people are not used to Islam. As the saying goes, Islam came as a strange thing and it will leave as a strange thing. And I definitely acknowledge that a lot of people around me probably think it's strange. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's about what makes you happy and what makes God happy. And if you believe in God and you're Muslim, then you feel happy in your journey. And that's the whole point.